Thank you for joining us today on The Voice of Reformation. The Voice of Reformation is a series that is being brought to you by the New African Concept. The New African Concept is a movement that is dedicated to the holistic transformation of nations and championing the cause of the African Renaissance. If you are joining us, it's the first time you are joining us, you are very welcome to these videos and sessions that we've been having. And if you have been following, then I hope that this has been blessing you and, more importantly, has set you on the path of transformation. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been dealing with topics, and we'll be dealing with more. But we have been discussing the school of values. The school of values. And we have spoken about a number of them and so many of them. And it's been amazing. And I hope that this has been a blessing to you. Now, in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I am going to be sharing with you on the value of love and sacrifice. The value of love and sacrifice. So, when we talk about love, what we need to understand is that love is not a feeling. It is a conscious decision that you make, especially for the benefit of yourself and the next person. So love is not a feeling. It is a conscious decision that you make to better yourself and, even more importantly, to impact the lives of others. Because when we speak of love, the true fruitfulness of love is seen when it is expressed towards our fellow man. So you may be asking ourselves, how is love a value? How is love, or how is sacrifice a value we must pay attention to? Now understand that, you see, like I said, it is not a feeling. Love is not just what we should have for our families and for our boyfriends or girlfriends or our spouses. Love is a fundamental value upon which nations are formed and systems thrive. And I'll show you why in a few minutes. So remember, I've always made this statement in my previous videos, that nations are founded on the quality and strength of their value systems. So the value of love is a potent force that is able to grant strength and weight to nations. How exactly does that happen? When a group of people do not value love and the place of sacrifice, what that does is that it breeds selfishness. Because any man that loves country and man is a man that is selfless in his disposition. In whatever he does, he gives all of himself. When a man does not value love, he thinks only of himself, his family, and his immediate surroundings. He is subsistent in his thinking. He is all about himself. So he drives every day past the street children. He drives every day past the decay. He drives every day going and coming. But he is indifferent and he just thinks about himself. There is a lack of empathy for what is going on around us. So what love, the absence of the value of love, does for us is that it makes us myopic and it cuts our reach to the impacts of our society. When love is absent, what that does is that when you find a man who does not value love, what happens is that he comes to a place where he cultivates things like unforgiveness and plays the blame game. So every time there is a form of bitterness, there's a form of banter that he has with people. So he can't forgive his fellow man. Something happens, he is quick to react, quick to jump to conflict and blames that it was this person, it was that person, and there is an immediate ferocious reaction to the situation. Take, for example, the issue of slavery and colonialism. Even up until this time, over 200 years, we are still holding bitterness and issues against the white man because of the issue of colonialism and slave trade. When love is present in our hearts, then we will cultivate the value of forgiveness and understand that, hey, so this happened. It is past. Those people that did it at that time, all of them are dead and gone. This is a new age, this is a new dispensation. We must prove to the world that we have grown and we have matured, that our values have changed, that in this time where nations are working together, where we are looking for the betterment of our people, we put aside the grudges and the histories and the unfortunate events, forgive ourselves, look at ourselves and say, hey, these are the things that happened at that time. In this dispensation, these are the things and the issues that are currently prevailing. And so we must take time and attend to them. If these ones have the expertise to help us, we want to foster relationship and a good partnership so we can work together for our corporate benefit. When love is absent, do you realize the kind of damage it does? It rids us of the ability to get the right kind of resource and benefit we can get from the other party in spite of what may have happened. So when these things are absent, when we do not value love, when we do not value our relationship with our fellow men, whether they are black or white or red, it deprives us of a certain form of benefit and beneficial relationship. Again, when a group of people do not value love and sacrifice, it breeds a people and a culture or a nation of men who have their consciousness sealed and are totally non-sensitive to their other people or their fellow men. So when I step into a place where I receive influence, where I receive wealth, where I receive power, because I am not thinking of how I can use this power and influence to help my fellow man, I am driven to self-actualization, to a certain level of selfishness and eventually elitism, where I want to get to the top. And so every time I am fending for myself, how can I get to this place? So I get a position or a certain form of authority or responsibility, which I am supposed to use to benefit my fellow man or my society at large. No. Because of the absence of love, because I am not thinking about my fellow man, because I am not rejoicing and feeling for the one who is dependent on me or the one who is on the other side, I think of how I can use that position to further advance my career or further advance my status in the society. And these things is what is breeding the elitism and the kind of superfluous systems that we have in our dispensation and country. So the value of love is so important. When it is missing, then there is going to be suffering. Then there is going to be a deprivation and a lack of fairness in our society, because all of us are connected. And the truth is that when you understand this value, what it does for you and what it does for us as a nation is that it drives us to take the extra step, to go the extra mile for the people around us. And so when you give your best at what you do, you are working hard. But when you go the extra mile, when you do beyond your best, then you are sacrificing. So you may be working hard, you may be the best in your company, you may be the best in whatever that you do. But when you don't go the extra mile with others in mind, then there is a limitation in your understanding of the value of love. So love has become a very common thing that we are talking about. There are books and shows and so many things done on the subject of love, but very few understand and appreciate what love truly is. Love is missing in our companies. Love is missing in our churches. Love is missing in our homes. Even in the place of marriage. Love is missing between friends. Love is missing on the systems that run our nations. And so you go to the hospital, there is no love. It is just, I'm here to make money. I am here for the salary. So I don't care about how you are feeling. If it is something I need to administer, a drug I need to administer, I do that without any form of empathy. So we do not go beyond ourselves. So every time it is about what I can get, what will I get to eat, how can I get this achievement or objective. We are not thinking about the children on the street. We are not thinking about the prisoners. We are not thinking about the people that are going through the tough times. So as we are in the position to help, yes, you must love your neighbor as you love yourself. What that means is that you must take time to build yourself for the sake of others. So if I am working, I am not just working or getting better at what I'm doing for myself. I want to get better so I can make more money to be able to help others. I want to become the best in my field so I can generate and create ideas and be innovative in ways and things that can help my community at large. A man of love, interestingly, is a man of expansion. At every point in time, he's looking at how he can be beneficial to the next person, how he can be beneficial to the society at large. So we must cultivate the values of love and sacrifice for ourselves, for men, the people around us, and for our country, and even for Africa as a continent. When we do this, we begin to expand our thinking. We begin to ask the right questions. What can I do? How can I help? In what way can I contribute? In what way can I go beyond myself to help my fellow man? These are things that I want you to think about. These are things that we must begin to brood on and consider in developing a national consciousness and rebuilding the broken values and systems of our continent, Africa. This has been the Voice of Reformation, brought to you by the New African Concepts. I hope I have left a food for thought even in your mind. If you have any further questions or any form of assistance you need, please feel free to contact us and we'll be ever willing to help. We are on a journey to transform Ghana and Africa at large. I believe in this transformation. I believe in Ghana. We here at the New African Concept believe in Ghana, and so must you. I'll see you in the next episode.